Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my page. TFT stands for Task Force Trucking. My name's Deshaun. Just want to touch base with all y'all today that's thinking about getting into trucking. Want to let you know why I became a truck driver and let you know about KLLM Training. Hey, so just so you guys know, I am new to trucking. I literally just got through with my training, just passed my CDL test, waiting to hear back from my dispatcher to give me a trainer. So number one, Task Force Trucking, right? I went with that name. I am ex-military. My first deployment was with Task Force Griffin. So, hey, first YouTube page, Task Force Trucking. Let's go. Background, a little bit about me, why I decided to get into trucking. So, for years now, I actually been thinking about becoming a truck driver. I got like this random bucket list of things I wanted to do, wanted to learn how to do. A lot of the stuff I have completed, have done. One of the things I actually has always been interested in since I was a little kid has been trucking. I like the idea of, I like trucks, period. I'm a car guy. I like all vehicles, but I like the idea of being on the road by yourself, not having, to deal with anybody else if you don't want to, per se. You're kind of your own boss. Even if you're a company driver, you're kind of, dictate when that truck moves, when the truck don't move. That's a lot of YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure y'all watching a lot of them. They'll tell you you're the captain of your own ship, right? But why KLLM? So for me personally, it was between two different companies. I applied to 3. I called probably, I want to say 5 or 6. And for me, I looked at it a few different ways. So some of the companies I called, they were kind of rude right off the bat. Like, you're looking to get information, I'm interested in trucking, and they're like, oh, just fill out an application, we'll talk to you once we go through it. Like, if you're not willing to answer my questions before I work for you, what makes me think that when I work for you, you're gonna treat me any better? You know what I'm saying? If we're on the phone and you're talking crazy, what happens when I start working for you and I got a problem with my pay and I got a question now? You don't want to respond to me or something like that. So I brought it down to 2 companies. It was actually kind of 3. Prime, they just kind of took a long time to get back to me. But it was between KLLM and CRST. KLLM, there's actually not a lot of videos on, but I didn't see a lot of negative ones myself. I saw a couple of them, and they were mostly like in regards to, to what people wanted to do there. It was like more personal things and not necessarily like the company. The other one was CRST. Both, I'm pretty sure, great training programs. I personally went with KLLM, and it was really because they were a lot closer to my house than what CRST was. CRST, I would have had to drive, either drive or take a Greyhound a couple states, quite a few states over. And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to train and drive back home, privacy of my home, just in case anything. I hear a lot of stories, and I'm pretty sure you guys hear a lot of stories about, people going to do some training and then they get to a company and everything is not as what it seemed before. Or they'll tell you stuff and then you get there and then things will be different. I wanted to make sure that if I ran into that same situation, I wasn't 2, 3, 4, even 1 state over from my house. I would be close to my home. So their training was actually offered 12 minutes from my house. So it was perfect for me. Did their training, knocked it out the park. And I loved every second of it. Honestly, it was a really good training program. I have nothing bad to say about their training program. Although there were some negative comments in the program, like a lot of people were upset about different things. But again, I feel like that was more so personal things than the actual training program itself. Like the training program, it's obviously successful. They got a lot of drivers for them, working for them. They got a lot of trucks on the road, a lot of trailers on the road, whatever the case is. But it's kind of more so personal things, which is I'll get into that in just a second. But as far as the training, right? So for those of you that are interested in going to KLLM, it is they said it's a 4-week. It's kind of like 3.5, but 4-week training program. Get your CDL in 22 days. The first week is all focused on getting your permit, right? So if you come in with your permit, you're gonna save yourself that whole, pretty much the whole first week there of doing watching videos, reading a book, going through all the CDL prep stuff. But That very first week is 100% focused on getting your CDL. So those of you that are interested in it, make sure before you guys go, download whatever CDL book it is for your state and start studying. Start going through all the general information, all that general knowledge, the general knowledge, air brakes, tanker information, and combination vehicles. That's really what you need to know for a KLM. Tanker is not as important, but general knowledge, combination, air brakes, 100%, you need to know it. In order just to get your CDL, you absolutely have to know that. So if you're interested, go ahead and start studying that. I think most states you can pretty much download it online. If you can't download it online, I'm pretty sure there's an app out there. CDL Prep is the one that I use myself, but there's a lot of apps out there that will help you practice for your CDL permit, for your CLP. Your week 2 is 100% back and maneuvers. Let me take that back. It's like 80-20. 80% back and maneuvers, 20% on the road. So they will take you out on the road, drive around, just kind of get you used to maneuvering that truck, but you will 100% be practicing your backing maneuvers before you do anything. That is going to get you very used to like what you're going to be doing a lot with the truck. So just be prepared for that. Don't get frustrated, guys, if you don't get it your first time. This your first time being a trucker. If it's not your first time being a trucker, that's completely different. But for those of you that are new, like me, if you don't get it your first time, don't get frustrated. Just keep practicing. Listen to what those guys are telling you. They're instructors for a reason. They have been driving. They know what they're doing. They have thousands of miles down the road, sometimes years. They all got years of experience, but some of them a lot more years than others. But listen to what they are telling you. Like, I just seen this class that just came through. There's guys in there that are trying to tell instructors like, no, this is not how it goes. Or like when I was getting ready to finish the program, I was literally, I think like the very next day going to take my CDL test, and a guy's telling me like, no, that's not how you do your pre-trip. I'm like, dude, you literally just started. Like, you're going through the school, which means that you're new. Like, I'm getting done with these classes, which means I've been through this already a little bit. Like, I think I know how to do my pre-trip. If all the instructors have tested me, I think I'm fine. So just listen, guys. Listen to the instructors. The instructors, listen. They will teach you little tricks. They'll show you how to do different back maneuvers. If it's not working for you, let them know, hey, I'm not getting it. There's something wrong. I'm just not understanding where I'm supposed to be looking or checking my mirrors or whatever the case is. I'm pretty sure they will give you little tips that will help you out. Your week 3 is where you're gonna pull it all together. Everything that you learned as far as week 2 with your back maneuvers, everything that you learned about your left, your right turns, everything. You're gonna pull it all together and get ready to take that actual CDL test. Again, don't be frustrated. Be patient with yourself, be patient with the instructors, and just listen, take it all in and pass that test. Like, biggest thing, pass that test, because that's what's gonna stop you from getting on the road. So, hey, be attentive, listen, take your time, learn what you need to learn, get out there on the road, start making money. One of the biggest things that I heard, like complaints from other students going through the training, was about like not having enough time here or there. Like, they either don't have enough, feel like they don't have enough time on the road, or they feel like they don't have enough time doing their offset backing or their parallel backing, whatever the case is. So my suggestion, my recommendation to you guys is time management, right? So this is not a job, right? So that's the other thing. It's not a job. You're not going through this training to get a job. Although like some of the CDL schools will tell you like job placement, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle, right? Because you're about to spend hours, days, sometimes weeks, depending on if you're going like over the road or if you're doing local or if you're doing regional. If you're doing regional or over the road, either way, you're gonna spend days in that truck. If you're doing local, that's different. You might spend hours in there. You're probably not gonna spend a whole day, but you're gonna spend quite a few hours in there. But for those of you that are doing regional or doing over the road, you're going to spend days, sometimes weeks in there. So it is 100% a lifestyle change and not a job. With that being said, invest in yourself. Understand time management, because when you get on the road, that's exactly what you're going to have to do, is manage your time. When you're in training, manage your time. Perfect time to start managing your time, because you're training for that, right? You don't need 15, 16 breaks. I saw a lot of guys out there, they would be on the range and they would be like, hey, if you guys need to take a break, just go ahead and take a break whenever. And they would be in the break room just chit-chatting. Everybody's new to trucking, everybody kind of want to get to know each other, and everybody's talking about all the most random things. Guys, like, you're at that school, sometimes you're getting paid, sometimes you're not getting paid, depending on what school you go to. KLLM does pay you, but it's not like getting paid every other hourly job or whatnot. But use your time wisely. Like, as much time as you can be out there training on that truck, be out there training on the truck. It's cool that everybody gets the opportunity to get to know one another, but do that back at the hotel. Don't do it on the range. Don't do it while you're driving, any of that stuff. While you're there to learn what you need to learn, because there's a lot of people that pass and there's a lot of people that fail. So be successful, invest in yourself, invest that time wisely. I had one of the guys, he's like, yeah, every time I go to do a pre-trip, the truck that I'm pre-tripping, it gets taken from me so somebody can start training, because everybody comes back from break at the same time, and I'll be trying to pre-trip, and I go and everybody just jumps on the truck. So I'm like, why don't you just go out there and pre-trip while everybody else is out on break? Because honestly, that's what I did. Lunchtime came, they give you about an hour for lunch. I eat my lunch in like 10 minutes. Like I said, on prior service, sometimes it didn't even take me 10 minutes. So I would eat real quick. I'm back out there. We're going over my pre-trip inspection. Going over it, reciting it, going through the truck, making sure I know where every single part that I'm naming it is. I have people testing me. That way that you feel that pressure of somebody sitting there watching you. I have people like randomly, hey, well, we're gonna skip this part and go to that part. That way it's not like I'm reciting a script. I know what I'm talking about. And he responded when I told him, hey, go on your break time when everybody else is on break. Go out there and do it. He's like, no, my break is my break. I don't want to talk about nothing trucking. Like, when they tell us we go on break, that's my break. If it's an hour, I'm taking an hour. I'm not doing anything less than that. I'm like, hey, that would be cool if you were actually getting paid a job. Like, if you were getting paid hourly, that would be perfectly fine and 100% understandable. But if your one barrier is when everybody else comes back from break, they take the truck that you're trying to pre-trip, do it when nobody's on the truck, and that's during break time. They let you take a break whenever. Like, for the most part, if you gotta take it, everybody's grown. So why are you not willing to remove that barrier from yourself? So invest in yourself. Use your time wisely, guys. It is not a job, it's a lifestyle change. All right, if this video helped you, please make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm gonna upload some more videos once I do get out there on the truck with my trainer. I'll keep you guys posted. Once I do my upgrade and get my own truck, I will for sure keep you guys posted on that. Out.